So last night was my first welding class, and the second I walked through the door, the teacher was like, "Hey, you're Zoe, right?" And I started to panic because how does the teacher immediately know who I am? Did I have this teacher before? How come I don't recognize him? I'm a terrible person. Turns out I'm just the youngest person in the class by about 30 years, so the deduction wasn't hard. Anyways, apparently people keep taking the welding class over and over again, and this wait list is like 100 people long, and so it was by some act of providence of pure dumb luck that I managed to get a spot. This also means I was the only person there who hadn't welded before. I'm stationed at a big center table where the teacher can keep an eye on me, and everyone else is in booths on the surrounding walls, each making their own projects. And these are impressive looking projects. One guy's making a side table, a woman is making a giant metal rocking chair, and another guy was making a wind chime out of an old compressed air canisters. The elderly gentleman in the booth right behind me introduced himself to me as Jim and asked me if this is my first time, and I say yeah, and he smiles at me and tells me I'm gonna love it and how this class is so fun. Immediately Jim becomes my new best friend. He comes over whenever I stop to take a break and asks how I'm doing, and even helps me take the welding mask off when I couldn't figure out how to do it myself. At one point I see Jim and another old guy talking to the teacher, and I catch the old guy pointing at me. Now, being pointed at is usually never a good thing. The teacher has had me welding edges of scrap metal together so I can get a feel for the equipment. The teacher comes to check on me, and I jokingly ask him if those seasoned guys are making fun of me. Turns out I'm super good at welding, and the old guy didn't believe it was my first time welding ever, and Jim was trying to convince him I was a newbie. So for the entire 3-hour-long class, like 15 middle-aged and elderly people would periodically come by my table and check in with me, making sure I'm having fun and asking me questions about my life, and things like, do you know where the drinking fountain is? Making sure I'm taking breaks, looking out for me, and that kind of thing. All while being completely kind and supporting and complimenting me on my welding skills. And that's how community center welding class can be 15 new grandparents. I love them all, and this class is gonna be amazing. This is so pure.